Good day, beautiful pupils, students, and learners of GS2 SLF Addition College. It has been a while. How have you been doing? Look at you, you are smiling. I won't mention your name. You are smiling. I hope you are not eating anyway. That's good. I've actually missed many of you here, and I know many of you might have missed my subject, English Studies, particularly that early morning submission of my subjects when I give you assignment. Well, this particular day, 18th May 2020, is a day you will never forget. I think this is the first slide you are going to get from me as what I will be feeding you on during this period of lockdown. So, you know me very well before, and we don't want to talk much of that. It's your boy, Joen. That's good. So, what I'm going to do today, we are going to focus attention on the aspect of English called reading comprehension. We'll focus attention on the aspect of English called reading comprehension. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that I will write comprehension tests, classwork assignments all these years from primary school to today and I'm not getting it? It's because you have failed to identify the purpose by identifying keywords in the passage. That's why our topic today is identifying the writer's purpose by identifying keywords in the passage. We need to identify the writer's purpose because knowing why an author has written a text is a key for us to know what to remember when we have read it. If we do not know why a text is written, so we will not be able to remember why it is meant for us to read. So for us to remember what is the passage, that is answering the question now, we must know why the passage is written. But how do we know for what reasons do the writers write any form of passage? There are three key reasons for why writers write passage. You can see I have given you a pie. Who cut from it? Wow. I hope it's not the class captain or the assistant who ate this pie. Anyway, we'll talk about that one later on. So you can see PIE, the acronym or mnemonic for us to understand the reasons or purpose of why writers write is given as PIE, P-I-E. P stands for persuade. You have to persuade the audience, the readers, to get your point. So when writers write, they write in a way to persuade us to follow their opinion, to follow their view of a particular point. So when they persuade us, we call that one word persuasion, a passage that is written to persuade the readers. What about the I? I stands for information, to inform. Writers write to inform readers. So you will not find out, is this passage meant to inform us or is it meant to persuade us? We'll talk about this shortly. And the last one is E, entertain. Some writers write just to make people laugh, to entertain people, to keep you busy. The passage is not meant to persuade you into action, not to inform you of something factual, but it's meant to entertain you. For us to get these three things, or three purposes for why writers write, we must know the genre, G-E-N-R-E. We must know the genre of the passage that we are considering. In this aspect, we are going to look at the genre in two categories. Category A is the fiction. What is a fictional write-up? A fiction is a story that has never happened before. It was given birth to by somebody. You can see characters. For example, let me take you to Alice in the Wonderland that all of you do watch. Who is Alice? Who gave birth to her? In the Wonderland, how did he go there? What about Moana? So we have a lot of write-ups and articles that are not real. So at the end of it all, we'll ask you, what is the lesson you have learned? You see that such stories are to persuade you so that you will be doing something that is good and stay away from something that is bad. They are fictional write-ups. A good example of such lesson, we have them. It's not good to tell lies, it's not good to be selfish, etc. etc. However, we should know that fiction also gives entertainment. There are some fictional writers that will write fiction to entertain the readers with amusing characters and funny situations. So when we are reading the passage, we find out, is it persuading us or entertaining us? By the time we pay attention to the characters and the purpose, we'll be able to know exactly what to do and how to attempt them. We have talked about fiction. The second one is non-fiction. Non-fiction is a real story. It happened. Unlike fiction, non-fiction tries to present facts that are usually written to inform the reader about a topic, a situation. For example, all the writers we have been reading about COVID-19, are they meant to entertain you or to persuade you? But they are informing you. However, some of them will also persuade you to carry out action. For example, regular washing of hands, washing of face, bathing regularly, and washing your clothes, wearing of nose mask, or is it face mask you call it, etc., etc. So you can see them. A good example of non-fictional write-up, we have coronavirus is our common enemy. Let's fight it. So we have manuals, biographies, essays, ebooks, magazines, satire blogs, etc. are example of non-fictional write-up. Have you paid attention to it, to all these now? It is now left for us to determine that writer's purpose identification has become or has been a challenge to many learners, particularly those in your in your level. But after this class, believe me, you will not find it challenging again. So to remove these challenges, after identifying the pie, that is whether it is to persuade, to inform, or entertain, and also whether it is fiction or non-fiction, we need to move ahead further to use two major skills of reading and attempting questions. The first one is skimming. Skimming is used to get information from the passage. It is different from scanning as you have on the screen. So we use skimming to get information from the passage. We use it to get the main idea in a paragraph by paragraph. We focus attention on the first sentence in the paragraph. If the main point is not there, the main point must be on the last sentence in that paragraph. For beginners, you will see them there. So we should not be afraid. Let us read them. While we are reading the main point, there are some actions we are going to do, which I will tell you shortly while we are reading through skimming. Remember, we use them to look for main ideas in a passage. It's an effective way to get information. And to do this very well, we should pay attention to the first and last sentence I have said earlier before. What about scanning? Scanning and skimming are like words and opposites. We use skimming to read the passage very well, and we use scanning to attempt the questions of the passage. So to scan, we will use the activity now to get the information or select specific information from the passage by looking for related words or phrases or other elements that we have identified. While skimming is used to read, scanning is used to look for answers. Now let's find out, how do we skim and scan the passage? While you are skimming the passage, you will be reading, you are going to see a lot of activities. For example, you are going to see names. When you see a name of person, a name of place, a name of animal, what do? Underline them. You have crayon, you have pencil, different colors of pen. So you can tell yourself, all right, in this passage I'm going to read, I'm going to have a particular element that I want to do by underlining the important words. You can see what I have here. I have underlined important. I have highlighted keywords with different colors. That will not help me to find out what I am looking for. Important is an adjective, keyword is a noun. But as beginners, you are going to focus attention on these elements. For example, when you see a name, you may say, okay, I'm going to use pencil to underline all the names in this particular essay. So that when you want to scan, you will not be reading a passage again. Anywhere you see pencil, you know it's a name. If you see location, that is places, town, city, country, etc. You can use crayon red to highlight it. Years or dates, for example, 2019, the passage, you write it. Your date of birth or date of birth of any character in the passage, highlight it with a different color. Figures, dedicate one particular color for figures, as we have 1.2 million, 20,000, etc. etc. You can also mark any word or phrase which is capitalized, proper noun, title of a book, event names like Christmas, at a house party, etc. etc. Use different shade of pencils or different color of crayon to highlight these. so that you will not be reading the passage over and over again. The questions set on the passage are not on every detail in the passage, but on specific points. That is why you focus attention on the names, the places, that's called locations, the years or dates, the figures, and any other special events you think you can pick out from the passage. We should not be afraid. The reason behind highlighting these keywords is to find it easy to reference to what has been written or what you have read in the passage, and that will help you not to go back again and read the passage over and over again. That will be cumbersome and a waste of time and effort. So far, so good. What are we talking about? We have been talking about reading comprehension, identifying keywords in the passage so as to get the writer's purpose. I would say to do this, we should focus attention on one, what is the purpose of the writer? And we use what? Acronym to identify purpose for which the writer could write. We call it PI. Do you remember what each of the letters stand for? P stands for what? Excellent, persuade. I stands for what? Inform, good. And E stands for what? Entertain, excellent. So you see that when a particular passage is meant to persuade, you will know if it is fiction or non-fiction. It's meant to inform, you will know it is non-fiction. And it's meant to entertain, you know it is what? Fiction. While you do this, you also carry out activity called what? Skimming and scanning. You skim to read the passage. While you are skimming, you highlight keywords, names, places, figures, dates, proper nouns, and other things as we have discussed. Underline them or highlight them with different colors so that you will not go back to read the passage again when you are now looking for questions, because the question we want to ask you will be based on those key points we have highlighted. You should be very careful of doing that so as not to repeat what you are doing. Names, locations, years, figures, very important in comprehension passage. I know that after I have drawn this slide now, you will be able to attempt a very beautiful comprehension passage and give a very beautiful response to it. So, little friends, I think this is where you are going to do your work. Read the passage on drug trafficking in your JS2 course book, New Concept in English, on page 118, and attempt the following questions. Question 1. Why does the writer or why did the writer write that passage? For this question 1, check your manual you are copying. Why did the writer write the passage? Question 2, what type of passage is it? Fiction or non-fiction? Give reason for your answer. 3, attempt questions 6 to 10 on the comprehension questions. When you are done that, you will start sharing your activities. Until then, be a good child. Remember that song? Make me a good child like Sam. Anyway, while you're waiting, enjoy yourself, nod your head. Remember, until we see again, remain safe. Wash your hands regularly. Even if some friends may come to your house or come and visit you, avoid handshaking, avoid hugging, avoid touching too many things as you used to do. Staying safe is the best, so that at the end of the tunnel, all of us will see light. Once again, it's your boy Joel. Remain blessed and highly favored until we see again.